welcome to another episode. This is the Glow Theory Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Marie, and in today's episode, this is episode 2 of season 2, and we're going to be talking about falling for potential, okay? Falling for potential and not what the actual relationship is. All right. The first segment is going to be the fantasy versus the reality of the connection. So we're going to talk about what it means to fall in love with someone's potential and not for who they are really, like who they are currently. Right. And as you guys know, I have my notes down here. So if I'm looking at my notes. All right. So what I mean in this segment about how you fall in love with people's potential and not who they are truly. It's when you meet someone, you fall in love with the idea of what they could be or what they could become. You know, you see, okay, there's a few pieces here and there that could be sculpted and molded into something that you would want, right? Falling in love with the potential of what they could be, especially if they're really good with their words and they say these things, these wow factors that are like, oh my God, like it makes you think, okay, maybe they don't have this right now, but that's what they're going towards, you know. And obviously you want to trust what people say, especially in relationships, trust what they say and like accept it and, you know, just cheer them on as they go. But we're going to talk about the difference of growth, like actually choosing to grow and choosing to push towards that potential, or it's just this made up facade, this random fantasy of this person that is not even true, that is not even the current, that is not even the person right now. What are the signs that you're falling for potential and not what the current reality is? Okay, sign number 1. You make excuses for them. You start brushing off those red flags because you see the good in them. You tell yourself things like they're going through a lot or they didn't mean that, and completely pushing away or being blind to what is currently going on, especially if they're not treating you right in the connection, right? And you have talked about it with them, tried to figure out a mutual ground where you guys can both grow to work on this connection because you don't want to let it go. And they're good with their lip service. They say, I'm just this, I'm complacent, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever the third. And then you keep excusing the same behavior. You keep accepting the same behavior that goes on, even though y'all just talked about it, because you're holding on to this idea with their sweet lip service that they will change, that they will do better, that they will try, they will do better in the future. But you're completely excusing and dismissing the current reality of how they are treating you or how they're talking to you or how they're interacting with you. Your empathy for wanting to see the best in people and hoping and wishing that, you know, this person will grow, this person will change, and holding that space for them, that is just self-betrayal, especially if that person is not doing that. In this current, if they're not doing that, they're not doing anything to grow with you or to grow for this connection and to make it better for you. They're not trying to meet you halfway. You're completely betraying yourself, you're abandoning yourself, your worth, and it's just like, it's not worth it. It is not worth that kind of exhaustion to overdo and over comply and over excuse for someone to not even do the most simplest things. I think it's, if they can't even change in the slightest way to meet you halfway and come up with excuses, that person does not like you. And you are letting things slide because you are attaching yourself to the possibility of who they could be if things were different. But we're not living in an alternate reality. We are not living on a different planet. We are living in the now, the present. Observe, get what you need to understand if you are falling for potential or if this is actually someone who is gonna grow, who is working towards growing and building with you and building this connection and not just giving you some nice sweet talk. No, we're not gonna fall for that, okay? Okay, we're gonna move on to number 2. And number 2 is you see flashes of who they could be and you hold on to those moments. For example, maybe you have this wonderful deep conversation with them, or they finally apologize for this thing that has been hurting you, and it's like this small little like breadcrumb of, see, oh my God, see, they can change, see, they're doing things. Or you know, they follow up on what they say for only like a few days or a few weeks, and then they revert back to the person that you were fighting with to change, to be better for you, you know, and then they fall back, and it's just like, you get so excited, and it's like, oh my goodness, like, see, like, they're changing for me, they're doing it because they care. No. Don't fall for those false hopes, those false futures. Don't fall for the lip service. You need to see things for how they are right now and how they're treating you right now. And little small ounces of breadcrumb, of joy, of whatever they allegedly said that they would work on to improve the connection. Don't let that be this, oh my God, like, this is such a victory run, this is a victory lap, this is incredible. No. Because the truth is, one good moment doesn't make a consistent person. You cling to that small glimpse of the version of them that you wish was real in this real time. Alrighty, we're gonna move on to number 3. And number 3 is you feel like their personal development becomes your job. You're putting yourself in this shoe to fill to try and inspire them and encourage them and help them get on track and do all these things to help them with their life, their career, their mental, and you completely abandon yourself, literally sacrificing yourself for another person and their growth and their journey. That sounds and is beyond exhausting, because why are you pouring a full cup into someone else's empty cup? You can't change people or help change people or help whatever if they don't want to change themselves. You're not their mom, you're not their parent, you're not gonna do these things to try and fill that role to help them do what they need to do to grow. That's up to them. They are a fully functioning, capable individual, okay? They have free will. They can do that if they want to. Yes. Encouragement and being supportive in a relationship is, I believe, very, very, very important, but you don't need to completely betray and abandon yourself and sacrifice your own needs for someone else's. Absolutely. And being in that kind of state within the relationship, that's when you start to carry their potential like it's some sort of project. You start believing if you love them hard enough, they'll rise into the person you see inside of them. Let me, because I completely understand this. I've undergone such a connection where you see this person as, how do I even put this in words? You basically see them and they don't really see this part of themselves, but you see it because you just know, and you've kind of gotten a glimpse of it. It is just like, only if they, just a little, just a little tweaking, like a little molding, like they will grow for me, they will rise up for me, they will do this for me, they will, and it's like, no, hold the brakes. Like I said, you're not their mom, you're not their parent. You don't need to fill this role of God. You see potential and you want to help them rise. No. If they don't see that within themselves, you can try to be encouraging, but you're not going to sacrifice yourself and your needs and your boundaries and your emotional strength, your emotional energy, your physical energy, all of that, you don't need to sacrifice that for somebody else to help them get on top of that, to help them reach their peak or their potential. No, that's not your job. You're not some sort of destiny, whatever, like, no. Your person has to choose to want to grow. And the person that you are in a relationship right now, that is the now. That is the person who they are right now. Be in the present. Don't think about their potential and drag yourself down as you're trying to raise them up. You'll get left. You'll get left in the dust. I wholeheartedly believe that. All right, we're gonna move on to segment 2. So segment 2 is why it hurts you more falling for someone's potential more than it helps. So falling for someone's potential, it doesn't just waste your time and your energy, but it also can deeply wound you. And I'm gonna get into the reasons of why. So number 1, you start ignoring your needs, waiting for their growth. You start to shrink yourself, you start to overextend and overgive and over excuse, and you got on the mega rose colored glasses on because you're waiting and nurturing, and basically like this person is harvesting and siphoning off your energy because you're pushing that all on them. You are literally taking out energy from your own body, from your own cup, and completely dumping it on someone's potential. What kind of logic is that? And meanwhile, while they're harvesting off your amazing energy that you're completely dumping out for free, you are left starving for love, for effort, for safety, and pretending like you're full when you're not. And trust me, I know what it's like to have on those double 3,000 rose-colored glasses on, so fucking thick that it's like I went blind for a second and completely, like, imagine a full towel and you wring it out, completely left dry, crumpled, disgusted. Like, I understand that. I've been there. I have experienced that, and it's just, and it's so hard to see that too when you are in that, when you're in that state. But it's like, this is why I'm trying to give the signs first, and to make sure that y'all are standing on business, 10 toes down, all of them. Alrighty, number 2. You stay in a relationship past its expiration date. All right, you know, those giant, thick, rose-colored glasses I was talking about, that keep you staying? Yeah. So essentially what I believe is that you hold on because of the hope and not reality. You hold on to this fake illusion, this fake fantasy of what you hope and what you thought they could be or become in the future, and you're not truly in love with the person right now, because guess what? They're still dismissing you, they're still neglecting you, they're still giving you bare minimum, they're still treating you like shit. That's the kind of relationship you want to be in? And don't make up excuses. We don't want to hear excuses, because are they even growing? Are they building with you? Are they choosing to grow within themselves? No? Alrighty, so what choice does that have? What choice do you have left? Because guess what? Every time you choose to stay when you know the expiration date been done, you abandon yourself even more, and those double 3,000 rose-colored glasses, they get thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker until you're basically, you can't see, you're blind. Okay, number 3, you attach your worth to being enough for them to change. You start believing that if you were prettier or more softer and more understanding or more patient, that they would treat you right. you start trying to figure out what you need to change within yourself, within your body, within how you dress, within how you do your makeup, within what you eat, to try and make them to stay, to try and change how they feel about you, to try and change how they'll treat you. But it seems like no matter how much love you give, no matter how much you try, they will just not love you the same. And that's basically because they don't like you. They don't like you, okay? Take off them thick glasses, they don't like you. And being in this state, truly, it kills your self-esteem because you're confusing their lack of effort with your own worth. You're confusing the two. Love should not be conditional. Love should not be, I need to do this in order to receive this from this person. That is not love. No, you should not be self-sacrificing yourself and your self-esteem just to get an ounce out of this person. Absolutely not. But it's never about being enough for this person. It's that either they don't like you, they're not ready for a relationship or to be emotionally mature to carry a relationship, or they just don't like you. Oh, I said that? Well, alrighty, number 4, this is the last one of this segment. You make, what the fuck did I say? Oh, you mistake emotional potential for emotional availability. So just because someone has emotional depth, it does not mean that they have the capacity to love you properly, okay? And like I said, emotional support is definitely important in a relationship, and holding space for your partner to talk about certain things that are very vulnerable to them. But just because someone can talk about trauma and stuff like that with you, it does not mean that they're actually doing the work to heal. Being almost ready still means they're not ready. You deserve a love that is not half grown. You don't deserve a love that's, or a person where they're not ready. They're not ready for a relationship, or they don't like you. They're just not ready to hold you properly, to take care of you, hold you in ways more than physical. I mean, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everythingly that comes with you, that comes with the package. And to close off this segment, you deserve a love where you are chosen, not just chased, because I know women, we love to be chased by men, but not just chased and then they got you and it's like, all right, cool, I did my work. No, you deserve to be chosen every single day, okay? You deserve a love that is not managed, but a love where you are met and not dragged down. All right, let's go on to segment 3. Alrighty, segment 3 is our last segment of this podcast, and I'm going to be talking about what healthy love looks like instead. So, what does it look like to fall in love with someone who's showing up in real time and not just falling in love with someone's potential? Alrighty, number 1, fall in love with someone who is showing up today, day 1, and consistently there afterwards. Look at their patterns and not their promises. Don't get confused, don't get lost in the sauce, because I know we talked about it, right? Love does crazy things, especially in the beginning, the honeymoon phase, where everything is so new and your brain is like, oh my God, this is a new person, new chemical, new energy. It's so exciting, it's so exhilarating, but do not get confused with lip service. Don't get confused with fantasy. Don't get confused with this disorientated reality of what they're trying to tell you or what they're trying to push onto you that is not all the way true. Healthy love, it's rooted in who they are right now, not this made-up version of who you want them to become in the future. Don't go for people who are lacking in things that you have already grown yourself, because I feel like you might switch into that role of helping them and overcome, and then, it gets worse, and then you start draining your energy and stuff like that. Healthy love is rooted in who they are right now, and if that person that you chose meets and is aligned with you and your life and your career and your goals, and it's like this perfect balance of in between help, you know, from each other. Yes, grow together, be wonderful together, okay? But don't fall in love with the potential of someone, okay? Don't do that to yourself. Alrighty, we're gonna move on to number 2, which is a partner with real growth potential shows up differently. Okay, so obviously there's a difference between someone who just talks about their growth and someone who's actually going towards it, who is actually growing, who actually has the proof that they are growing and leveling up for themselves, within themselves, to do better. And then I wanted to just talk about what some of the signs are if someone is embodying that real growth, not potential, but that real growth in real time, and they're actually achieving that. And we're gonna just use some of these examples in a relationship setting because I feel like it. So they take accountability without deflecting or guilt tripping. They take accountability, they honor, they respect it, and they take that humility. They're not bruised. Their ego is not bruised, you know, and they choose to do better, to do right by you, you know? Next bullet, I said, they listen and adjust and not just apologize. They actually listen and take in what you have to say that made, let's say something made you uncomfortable, or you didn't like how they said this, or whatever it is. They sit down with you, they listen, they process, they don't ignore you, they don't ice you out, they don't hold you, they don't give you passive aggressive energy. They listen to you because they actually like you and care about you. They listen to what you have to say, they understand it, and they do their best to make sure that you don't feel that way again. All right, and the last bullet on that, they have a sense of self-worth. They know that they are a work in progress and that they are doing it. They don't need you to save them. They don't need you to help them, but they know they're working on it. They're growing. Yes, we don't want someone who is so tripped up over their ego and is so ego-based and they can't accept that they are a work in progress. Like I've said multiple times, we're humans. We are not perfect. No one on this planet is perfect. We're all a work in progress, okay? It's just a matter of who is willing to accept that and who's not. And to close off number 2, they don't need you to save them, like I said, because they already know their path, they already know their journey, they already know their growth. They just want someone to walk beside them. And that to me is beautiful. That is love. That is what a beautiful relationship is. It's not because you desperately need this person to save you from, I don't know, your emotional needs and your traumas and whatnot, but it's nice to have someone along the journey to help you grow together. You guys are growing together. Alrighty, we're gonna move on to number 3. You are not their healer, you are not their therapist, and you are not their project. I'm gonna get into what I mean by all of that. You deserve a love that is mutual. You are not someone's weight bearer, and you're not someone who is going to take the better half of the relationship because they are lacking in so many things. Unless, you know what? Everyone has free will. I'm just saying, for those who don't want that, you deserve a mutual level love. You deserve for someone to pour into your cup also. You deserve to not be begging for bare minimum. You deserve to not be begging for a text back or to beg for flowers. You should not have that kind of love in your life whatsoever. You deserve someone who meets you here and you meet them there. And it's this equal balance connection where you guys both rise up to meet each other, to work on things together, to do things for each other, to make your guys' relationship better and better any chance that you get. And your connection, if you're able to safely feel soft and feel vulnerable and seen, and you don't have to overfunction or fix or prove your worth to earn their love, like, that's where you want to be. It's stable, it feels safe, it feels good to relax. let your guard down, let your walls down. You don't have to overdo this and this, and it's anxiety. Like, love should not, nowadays, like, love is just anxiety. It's scary, it's annoying, it's frustrating, because y'all are in relationships with people who are not really fucking with you like that. It should not feel like that. It should feel stable. It should feel rooted in stability and security. It should feel good. It should feel nurturing. It should feel, and especially as a woman, like you're able to feel soft again. You're able to just, just relax. All right, and that brings us to the close and the end of segment number 3. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was beneficial. I hope you are now able to find the signs and understand the signs. And if you are currently experiencing any of the signs, save yourself, help yourself, walk away. Don't sacrifice your own needs to be in a relationship with somebody. You don't gotta be in a relationship with somebody to feel good, to feel happy, to be able to move on. You need to be rooted in yourself, rooted in happiness. And I know it's not the same as being in a relationship and being touched and being whatever the fuck it is. Yes, it's different, but sometimes those periods of isolation is beyond important for yourself, for character development, to work on yourself, to work on security within who you are as a person, and being so firm in who you are and your authenticity, so that you can walk into a beautiful, loving connection where someone meets you, where you meet yourself, and you're able to spot out the red, the pinkest flag. I'm kidding, but you're able to spot out what's real, what's potential, and what's not. All right, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, please comment all positive things. And I'm gonna always say this, karma is a bee, so be nice in my comments. Please share this video to any one of your friends, family, whatever it is, your sister, if she's in that relationship with this guy, you know damn well she should not be in. Send this to her. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night, day, evening, wherever you are at watching this, and we will see you in our next episode. Bye.